Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Centennial Conference Corner. My name is Amber Thomas, and today I am joined by head football coach of Juniata College, Josh Carter. Thanks for
How you
joining
doing?
me, Coach.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Going well. So you're no stranger to the Centennial Conference, a two-sport athlete at Muhlenberg, then returned to your alma mater and coach for 6 years. What has the journey been like going from coaching to now being a head coach, and especially now that you're still like in the Centennial Conference?
It's been interesting. The Centennial is kind of home, and a lot of it comes back to the guy who basically helped me get the passion for football, Mike Donnelly. Who was the head coach, the longtime head coach at Muhlenberg College. One thing he always instilled in us was stay the course, and we understood what the goal was, and we always were trying to push towards that climb, to reach the top, and that's kind of been the same thing as a coach now. You come back and it's just trying to help our guys have success when I was at Muhlenberg, and focus on doing that at the highest level I could, and knowing that would lead to an opportunity when the time was right. And so, when the Juniata opportunity came, it was great to one, get the opportunity and be able to head my own program, but to still do it in the conference and get to compete against all the guys I've been competing with for the last 7 years. Is going to be a lot of fun, a great challenge, and now they get to rib me a little bit more, because now I have to deal with all the struggles and all. Now, instead of causing headaches for the head coach, I'm the head coach that gets the headaches.
Yeah, so you've experienced the Centennial Conference from both sides, from the student athlete and now coaching. What would you say makes the Centennial Conference so special?
I think the Centennial Conference is special just because it's one of the conferences in this country where you can sit down and say you're able to have the best of both worlds. We're getting high level academic students that are super competitive in the classroom and with what they're doing outside of the classroom, whether it's research or going out into the world and just being tremendous ambassadors in society. But then also we compete at a high level, in sports. We've had three in football. We've had three teams in the top five in the last couple of years. We've had, a number one team in the country in basketball, World Series participants in baseball, as well as in both lacrosses. So you're seeing that there's very high level athletics taking place, along with, being a tremendous group of academic institutions.
Yeah, so after going through this atypical year last year, and now I saw on your social media only a couple days to report day, what is the feeling like prepared for this preseason?
This is great. The hustle and the bustle is on right now, which is normal. And there's still a little bit of figuring out certain protocols that, prior to last year, we never had to worry about. But I think this is what we're used to as coaches. It's August 10th, and the guys will be here at this point in a little over 12 hours. We're talking about 17, 18 hours until guys are on campus. So we're all excited as coaches, and doing, it's a little bit hectic, but this is what we've done for our adult lives. So we know, and we're excited. I can't wait till I'm as a first-time head coach. I cannot wait for practice one. Like August 12th, I'll be a happy individual, because that's my realm. Practice plan, watch film, rinse, wash, repeat for a couple of weeks. The rest of the stuff is where it takes some getting used to. And it was funny, there was nobody to really ask, hey, how are you dealing with it? Or how did you deal with this? Because they're dealing with it at the same time, So I'm happy and excited about August 12th finally getting here.
Yeah. So we're a little over 3 weeks before you touch the field for your first game. What are some of your goals for this season?
Our goals, as always, just be better than we were the day before. Be better today than you were yesterday, be better tomorrow than you were today. And we're trying to do the little things right. day in and day out. And we know that if we continue to do that, we'll build on that, and success will follow. So that's really where our goals stand. We want to go out and show that we're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the conference, and that no team should take us lightly, because we're going to be aggressive. We're going to play hard day in and day out, and make getting a victory against Juniata College not easy.
So before we let you go, we always have to get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
So thinking back to your playing days, what was your go-to warm-up song or hype song?
Oh, my go-to. So two that I like. One, I like Triumph by Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of that. I was a fan of Quiet Storm by Mobb Deep. Trying to think what else. Those were two that I liked before a football game. It's funny for football. I wasn't like a hype guy, until we actually got on the field. I was kind of quiet and just kind of let the boil come to the surface slowly.
Let it build up.
Yeah, and then hopefully it was hitting right as the ball was kicked off for the game.
Yeah, so we're pretty much at the end of the summer at this point. What has been your favorite vacation?
My favorite vacation?
Yes.
Man, okay, I gotta think about that. Favorite vacation. Honestly, my favorite vacation, just thinking back, I was a kid. The first time that I think I was probably I was older than that, probably 11 years old. And it makes sense because I'm right in the area now, growing up in New York. I was a big baseball player. I love baseball. And anybody who knows me will tell you that I was all about sports. I followed everything, including Little League baseball. So my father and my best friend's father, they took us to Williamsport for the Little League World Series. So to me, that was one of my favorite times. It was me and my brothers, and we got to watch all the games, and it was just like, yeah, I want to be here one day. And, never made it, but I still think back, and that probably is one of the most memorable vacation times that I've had.
Yeah. So the Olympics just wrapped up earlier this week. If you could have competed in any sport, what would it have been?
In the Olympics, if I was if I got to choose one, I'm not going to go with an obvious one. Everybody's thinking like track and basketball or baseball or something like that. No, if I was going to compete in the Olympics in any sport, it'd be team handball.
Okay, that is definitely an interesting one. Yeah. Why?
Why? Because so I think, as a multi-sport athlete, I kind of pride myself in kind of being able to do almost anything well, maybe except like I'm not a gymnast clearly, and and I'm terrible at pool. But outside of that, if it involves throwing, catching, and running, I feel like I can do it. And team handball is kind of, to me, it's kind of a combination of baseball, basketball, or soccer. It involves all that. There's some dribbling. There's some of the movement. Of a lot of sports. I kind of dig it. I don't know enough about it to know all the strategy yet, but I feel like that's something I could have figured out a way to have a lot of fun with.
Josh Carter, handball champion. So who is your favorite football player of all time?
My favorite football player of all time probably is Barry Sanders.
Okay, why?
I mean, he wasn't a huge guy, not a huge guy. I thought he was immensely talented. I thought he found a way to do a lot with a little. And, I always argued that he was the best running back around at the time that he was there. So he was my favorite player. Probably my favorite player growing up, and I'm just sticking with that. Yeah. If somebody wants to argue with me, fine.
Argue in the comments.
They can just be wrong.
Well, thanks, Coach, for taking out some time before the preseason to sit down with us. Everyone, you can catch a new episode of the Centennial Conference Corner each and every week at Centennial Conf on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Thanks, Amber. Bye, everybody.